My child gets distracted very easily.
My child takes a lot of time to complete her homework. My child knows the answer but still makes silly mistakes. She loses her place while reading. If these things sound familiar, then it may not be connected with lack of effort, lack of intelligence, or lack of interest. It can be linked with visual perception.
Visual perception is the brain's ability to understand and interpret information. Let's understand visual perception with practical solutions. Welcome to my channel 5 Pillars Autism and Special Needs Support.
Have you ever seen a child like this, trying hard to write, read, or focus, but still finding it difficult? These children are often intelligent and capable, but they struggle because their brain is having difficulty processing visual information efficiently. This is where visual perception comes in. Visual perception is not eyesight. A child may have normal vision and still struggle with visual perception. It is the brain's ability to understand, organize, interpret, and make sense of what eyes see. We use visual perception for reading, writing, solving puzzles, recognize pattern, playing sports, organize material, paying attention, etc. Let's look at how visual perception difficulties can affect reading. Children may confuse similar letters such as B, D, P, and Q, skip words or lines, lose their place while reading, read slowly, have difficulty recognizing sight words, struggle to understand what they read. The challenge is how the brain processes visual information. Visual perception also affects writing. Children may write outside the line, reverse letters or numbers, leave uneven spaces between words, miss letters while writing, have poor letter formation, finds difficult to organize written work on a page. As a result, writing becomes slow, tiring, and frustrating. Visual perception is important for mathematics too. Children may misalign numbers, confuse mathematical symbols, struggle with place value, have difficult copying sums, find geometry and patterns challenging, struggle with sequencing word problems. These difficulties can affect confidence in mathematics. Many children who appear inattentive may actually be working very hard to process visual information. They may become easily distracted, miss important details, forget instructions, lose materials, have difficulty organizing the work. When visual processing is difficult, maintaining attention becomes much harder. In classroom, visual perception difficulties include trouble copying from the board, need extra time to complete work, struggle note-taking, and challenges in academic skills. Motor difficulties include difficulty in handwriting, struggle in puzzles and construction toys, challenges in sports, clumsy or uncoordinated, get tired easily with physical activities. All these affects independence and participation. Now let's learn some practical ways to improve visual perceptual skills. First, I will introduce worksheet-based activities. Visual discrimination is the ability to notice similarities and differences between objects, pictures, letters, numbers, shapes, and patterns. In this worksheet, children are finding the different picture, spotting differences between two pictures, and matching identical pictures. These activities encourage careful observation and attention to detail. Next is spatial relations. Spatial relations help children understand where objects are located in relation to other objects. In this worksheet, Children identify concepts such as in, on, under, beside, behind, in front of, left, right, above, and below. These skills are important for reading direction, writing on lines, mathematics, following instruction, and understanding positional concepts. Visual sequential memory is the ability to remember information in the correct order. In this worksheet, children identify what comes next in a sequence, complete pattern, and arrange picture in the correct order. This skill is important for reading, spelling, remembering instruction, storytelling, mathematics, and complete tasks step by step. Figure ground perception is the ability to find important information with a busy background. In this worksheet, children search for hidden objects such as a star, car, kite, or house among many distracting pictures. These skills help children locate words while reading, find materials in the classroom, copy from the board, and focus on relevant information. Visual closure. Visual closure is the ability to recognize a complete picture even when only part of it is visible. In this worksheet, children look at the incomplete pictures and identify or draw the missing parts to complete the image. Visual closure helps children recognize letters, words, objects, and symbols quickly and efficiently. Visual memory is the ability to remember what we have seen and recall it later. In this worksheet, children look at the picture, remember them, cover them, and then recall or draw them from memory. Visual memory is essential for reading, spelling, copying from the board, remembering instruction, and retaining information learned in school. These worksheet-based activities provide structured practice for developing visual perception skills. However, worksheets are only one way to learn. Now let's look at some visual perception activities that do not require worksheets. These activities are perfect for toddlers and children who are not yet ready for pencil and paper tasks. Visual discrimination. Here children learn to notice similarities and differences. They can match socks, sort buttons by color or size, or find the object that is different from others. Visual spatial skills. Children learn about position and direction by copying block designs, following positional instructions, and completing patterns or shape puzzles. Here are some visual closure activities using real objects. Ask your child to complete a puzzle with a missing piece. Identify a partially hidden object or complete an incomplete picture using blocks. These activities help children recognize the whole object even when parts are missing. To improve visual memory, show your child a few objects and ask them to remember them. You can hide one object and ask what is missing, or ask them to recreate the same arrangement from memory. These activities strengthen memory, attention, and observation skills. Visual sequential memory. Children practice remembering and arranging things in order by sequencing daily routines, story cards, or step-by-step activities. These fun hands-on activities build visual perception skills through play and prepare children for more advanced worksheet-based activities later on.
If you would like the pictures or the activity sheets shown in the video, you can contact me through the number given in the description box. For more practical solution related to special needs, subscribe to my channel 5 Pillars Autism and Special Needs Support. Bye until we see with the next video.